All right, so have you ever seen one of those Mi-24 Hind helicopters?
Oh, yeah,
I mean, just an absolute beast of a machine, right?
for sure.
All those rotors and weaponry and just like, it's intimidating just to look at.
Yeah, they have a real presence, don't they?
Yeah, and it got me thinking, like, imagine trying to build one of those,
Oh, wow.
but not the real deal, obviously.
Right?
Like, imagine building a fully functional radio-controlled model of that thing.
Oh, man, that's a whole other level.
Yeah.
Thinking about all the engineering that goes into the real one.
Oh, yeah.
And then to try and recreate all that on a smaller scale,
Yeah.
but then add in the whole remote control aspect.
Yeah.
That just takes serious ambition.
Totally. And that's exactly what we're diving into today.
Oh, cool.
This guy built this incredible model.
Wow.
He calls it the Warcroc X470.
Warcroc X470.
Yeah, and he wrote about the whole experience.
Nice.
Told it a brutally honest story, which I love.
I like that.
And yeah, this title even mentions pigeons having an existential crisis.
Pigeons.
Yeah, apparently after seeing this thing fly.
I'm intrigued.
I know, right? So what are we looking at today then?
Well, the subtitle is, "Here's How I Almost Lost My Sanity, but Built a Beast Instead."
Okay, so we're talking about a serious project here.
Oh, yeah. This wasn't just some casual weekend thing.
Gotcha.
And today we're getting into all the details.
All right, let's do it.
The dedication, the hurdles, the insights.
I'm ready.
This guy had to learn so much.
Like what?
Well, he had to learn, computer-aided design.
Right, to make the blueprints?
Exactly. Then figure out 3D printing.
Mhm. Oh.
Then the mechanical assembly.
Yeah.
And he even goes into detail about painting it.
Wow, so this is a total DIY build.
Oh, absolutely. And here's the kicker.
What's that?
He was totally overconfident going into this.
Really?
Yeah. And he admits he didn't have formal training in a lot of this stuff.
Huh. So just diving in head first?
Pretty much. And, we've all been there, right?
Oh, yeah, that how hard could it be moment. Exactly. And I think that's a great point for our listeners,
Sure.
You get that initial excitement for a project.
Yeah, totally.
But doing a little research up front,
Okay.
acknowledging the potential difficulties,
Right.
that can save you a lot of headaches down the road.
For sure.
So anyway, he starts out.
Yeah.
And he calls it the overconfidence stage.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Which is hilarious because he basically says,
Us.
how hard could it be?
Classic.
Right. And was it? Oh, man. He compares learning CAD to build this thing
Uh-huh.
to deciding to build a spaceship after watching Star Wars.
That's a pretty good analogy.
Right. Like there's a huge gap between inspiration and expertise.
Totally. And you need to know so much to design something like a helicopter.
Absolutely. Even just the model.
The aerodynamics, the mechanics, all the moving parts.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Major learning curve.
And he really felt that curve early on.
In what way?
Well, his first designs, he says they look like a melted potato.
A melted potato.
Yeah. And then his next ones were only slightly less potato.
So not quite there yet.
Nope. And it took him 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, just to feel like he was making progress.
That's a lot of time just to get going.
I know. And at one point he's like, why couldn't I have just made a simple RC plane like a normal person?
That's funny.
Right. You can feel the frustration.
Oh, yeah. Anyone who's taken on a big project has felt that.
For sure, that moment where you doubt everything.
Yeah.
And he almost quit.
Really?
Yeah. But then he remembers his dad always said,
What's that?
a man never gives up.
Ah, good advice.
Right. And that's what kept him going.
So what happened next?
So next he gets into the 3D printing.
Okay. The tech side of things.
Exactly. And he used this Bamboo Lab X1C 3D printer.
Okay. And how was that?
He said it was flawless.
Really? No issues at all?
Apparently not.
Yeah.
Which is amazing because 3D printing can be a real pain.
Oh, tell me about it.
Right. Always troubleshooting.
Yeah, exactly.
But this thing, he actually compared it to a sexy young assistant.
Wow.
I know, right?
That's quite the image.
But he was saying it just delivers without complaint.
Okay, I get it. He was happy with the printer.
Oh, yeah. It was a real workhorse for him.
And that's important, right?
Absolutely. Having reliable tools.
Yeah.
It can make or break a project.
For sure.
But even with a great printer, he hits this major roadblock.
What happened?
The retractable landing gear.
Oh, yeah, those can be tricky.
He called it the single biggest pain of the whole thing.
And you have to remember,
Yeah.
this wasn't just a static model.
Right.
This thing had to actually work.
Yeah. With moving parts.
And retractable landing gear.
Yeah.
That's complex stuff.
Oh, totally. They have to be strong enough to support the weight.
Right. For when it lands.
Then they have to retract and deploy smoothly.
And fit inside the body of the helicopter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of engineering involved.
And he didn't have that background.
Nope. So he was basically learning on the job.
Trial and error.
Exactly.
I bet that was
And
frustrating.
he said he went through dozens of designs.
Oh,
Wow. Yeah. And they'd look perfect in the CAD software,
right.
but then collapse in real life.
Yeah, it's different when you have to deal with real-world physics.
Totally. And he talks about the emotional roller coaster.
Oh, yeah.
1 minute he's feeling like a genius.
Mm-hmm.
The next he's questioning the whole project.
You put so much into something like this.
You do. It's a lot of emotional investment.
And when you hit setbacks, it's tough.
Yeah, he even mentions almost having breakdowns.
Seriously.
Yeah, like wanting to check everything out the window.
I can imagine.
But then he finally gets the retracts working.
He figured it out.
Yeah, and he said he was jumping up and down, screaming like a kid on Christmas morning.
That's awesome.
I know, right? Pure joy.
That feeling when you finally overcome a huge challenge.
The best.
So what came after that?
Well, that's when he moves on to assembly.
Okay, so putting all the pieces together.
Exactly. And this is where it gets really hands-on.
Yeah, you're moving from the design phase to the actual building.
And he talks about the importance of fitting everything perfectly.
Right. If something is off, it could mess up the whole thing.
He said if one screw was even slightly off, everything would be ruined.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, he had to be super precise.
Makes sense.
And then he gets to the painting.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and his goal was clear.
What was that?
He wanted to make this hind look mean as hell.
All right, so going for the intimidation factor.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
And when he's doing those final adjustments,
Mm-hmm.
he says it's the point of no return.
Oh, wow. So everything's on the line at this point.
Yeah, and he describes his workbench as a war zone.
That's a good way to put it.
Right. Like total chaos.
Yeah.
Glue everywhere.
Yeah.
He said his family was giving him these concerned looks.
I bet they were.
It's like he was totally obsessed.
Well, he'd put so much into it at that point.
For sure. And now we get to the big moment.
The first flight.
Yeah.
This is it.
The climax of the whole story.
I'm excited.
You could feel the tension in his writing. He talks about it being a culmination of a month of pain and suffering.
Oh, man.
And printer-induced caffeine addiction.
Yeah, I feel that.
He was gripping the transmitter like his life depended on it.
Wow, so much pressure.
Right.
What happened?
So he describes the work rock one last time. Mi24 Hind-inspired 3D printed, fully functional RC helicopter. Looking as intimidating as a helicopter can't look when it's made of plastic and pure ambition.
I love that.
Right.
But then he adds this personal touch.
What's that? He talks about how it represents his childhood inspirations, his love of RC and DIY building, and literally his sweat and blood.
Literally.
Yeah, he said he even cut himself a few times during the build.
Oh, wow. So this thing really is a part of him.
Totally. And then he says it.
What?
It flew. Perfectly.
Oh,
I
way.
know.
That's amazing.
Right. He was so shocked he almost dropped the transmitter.
After all that work, it actually worked.
I know, it's amazing. And get this.
What?
He said the pigeons nearby screamed in terror. Yeah. And he said they were packing their bags for migrations.
He's got to be kidding.
I know, right?
That's hilarious.
So good. And he ends by saying, "This was my greatest creation yet."
Wow. You can feel the pride in that statement.
Definitely a huge sense of accomplishment.
And so what are the big takeaways from all this for our listeners?
Well, I think there are a few.
Okay, shoot.
First off, this guy's perseverance.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He had so many setbacks.
Design flaws, mechanical challenges, self-doubt.
But he just kept going.
He never gave up. And that's inspiring.
Definitely. And it shows that you don't need formal training to do amazing things.
Right. Dedication and a willingness to learn can take you far.
Totally. And don't underestimate the importance of good tools.
Like that 3D printer.
Yeah, having reliable tech can really make a difference.
And I think it's important to acknowledge the emotional side of this kind of project.
Yeah, it's not always easy.
There's frustration, doubt.
You want to give up sometimes.
But then there's that incredible feeling when you succeed.
It's all part of the process.
So this whole story,
Yeah.
it's about ambition, overcoming challenges,
Absolutely.
and the joy of creating something incredible.
It's a great reminder that we can achieve amazing things if we set our minds to it.
Exactly. And the creator actually ends his story with a call to action.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he says, "Don't give up. Trust me. If I can do it, so can you."
I like that.
Right. So inspiring.
It is. And if you want to see more from this guy, we've got links in the show notes.
Yeah, you can check out videos of the Warcroc X470 flying.
Cool.
He's also got an online store for RC stuff.
Nice.
And you can connect with him on social media.
Awesome.
So to wrap things up today,
Yeah.
I want you to think about a project.
Okay.
One that you've always dreamed of, but seemed impossible.
Got it.
What's one small step you could take,
Okay.
inspired by this story,
Yeah.
to maybe turn that dream into reality?
I like that.
You never know. You might just end up with some pigeons questioning their life choices.
That's a good goal. I'm going to go think about some projects now.
Me too.
Thanks for the inspiration.
Anytime.
All right, until next time.
See you later.
Take care.